poverty to physical disability and lack of education, these are Indians who have demonstrated that there is no hurdle that cannot be overcome and no mission that is impossible. And in the category of unstoppable Indians, the nominees are...
The nominees in this category are Ashish Goyal, the world's first blind trader, never one to let his handicap get in the way. Today, Ashish is employed with JP Morgan in London after pursuing an MBA from Wharton Business School in Philadelphia. Fatima Bibi, a 92-year-old student from the Alapi district of Kerala. 2 years ago, Fatima decided that she did not want to die as an illiterate and started studying. Kamlesh Patel. Despite losing his legs to polio at the age of 5, Kamlesh has given more than 1,000 dance performances all over the world. Patricia Narayan is no ordinary rags to riches story. From a kiosk in Marina Beach to setting up a chain of restaurants, Patricia did not let hardships like a failed marriage and the loss of a child get in her way. Prakashu Tomar, a 71-year-old shooter from Johri village in Uttar Pradesh. At 60, Prakashu picked up the gun and won several medals, paving way for fellow villagers, especially the women folk, to follow the sport.
He's among the most well-read politicians and can use excerpts from any book he's read to stump his opponent. He's somebody whose decision these days can have a serious impact on your wallet and the government's most obsessive curve, the inflation curve. May I call up on stage Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister, Mr. Jayapal Reddy.
Ms. Prakashu Tomar.
सबको हाथ जोड़कर नमस्ते। और उम्र तो ज़्यादा हो या थोड़ी हो, कोई काम करना चाहता हो लगन करके करो, लगन हिम्मत, उसमें कामयाबी मिलेगी। और मैं इस जगह पर आकर सब लोगों तो मिलकर बहुत खुशी हुई और जिन्होंने मेरा सम्मानित किया मैं उन तक धन्यवाद उनका।
Friends, the winners this evening represent the spirit of India, the spirit of rising India, the spirit rising in spite of the weakness of flesh. This is true victory, and this is also true recognition by the times now. Thank you.
Among us tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is amazing Indian Ashish Goyal. Deprived of vision, Ashish's extraordinary story and tremendous fight back saw him go to Wharton Business School and now to the very fast-moving world of international finance. Ashish says, and I find this truly inspiring, the spirit of rising against adversity. He says, I see no harm in trying. I am starting at zero anyway. I cannot go negative. Ladies and gentlemen, here is his amazing story.
Like most people his age, Mumbai-born Ashish Goyal loves sports, music and theatre. What separates him from the crowd is the fact that he holds the distinction of being the world's first blind trader. Never one to wallow in self-pity, this bright student excelled in academics and went on to pursue his MBA from the Wharton Business School. He now holds a challenging job as a portfolio manager at JP Morgan's Chief Investment Office in London.
My Guruji, my spiritual master, he basically said that it's only, it's just 1 cent that you've lost. It's not the end of the world. And then I said, okay, there's no harm in trying. I'm starting at zero anyway. I can't go negative.
Ashish Goyal's indomitable spirit and passion for life is a source of inspiration for all of us. And we are honored to have this amazing Indian join us today.
Very
ladies and gentlemen. It's very humbling standing here in front of all of you today. But I'm here, and I'm going to share with you my life, my experiences, and some of the learnings from those experiences. I grew up in North Mumbai just as a regular child. I was more into sports than studies, and I was physically very active. In fact, by the time I was 5, I was already swimming, cycling, horse riding, and shooting. I wanted to spend all my time on the cricket field, but actually my dream was to be a tennis player. But all of that changed, and changed quite dramatically. When I was about 9, my parents were told that I suffer from an eye condition which will slowly take away my eyesight. I don't know how they dealt with it then. I don't know how they deal with it now. But for me, things were different. Balls started disappearing from the other side of the court. Lines in my textbooks started blurring, and I was isolated. When I entered college, when all my friends were making career plans, they were getting involved in sports, theater, other activities. They were going out making friends and dating girls, while I was dealing with this rapid loss of eyesight. I was running very hard on the spot to remain where I was and to maintain my dignity in this new social teenage environment. But I had a great support system. I was very lucky. My father, for the second time in his life, had to hold my hands and teach me the ways of the world that he did not know himself. My mother, from having a son who looked quote-unquote normal, had to deal with the fact that her son was quote-unquote different. My sister, who's a dermatologist now, became an expert in business law and accounting because she used to read my books tirelessly back to me every day. And my youngest sister, Garima, who's actually a great support mechanism. I'll mention her specifically because she suffers from the same condition that I do. She graduated from Sophia's Media College a year and a half ago and is a journalist and a writer. But she grew up in the shadow of this elder brother that everybody loves to compare her to. I was also very awkward and weird, not in my head, but to others, because I would sit in the front of the classroom with thick glasses and still not be able to see the blackboard. I would run into people or just ignore them completely. I would suddenly fall on the steps or get hurt by stones. But the fact was I was going blind. I couldn't explain that to anyone. At that point of time, I was really sad. I was lost. It was all about why me. And I was searching for answers, searching for a direction. That's when my Guruji, Dr. Balaji Tambe, he gave me some very practical advice. As you heard, he said that it's only one sense that you've lost. He also said that don't look at this as a problem and sit with it. Go find a solution to it. And that was it. My life changed. In fact, I've realized that as I've lost my sight, I've started trusting people more and more. I trust people on a daily basis while I'm crossing the streets in Delhi, Bombay, New York, London. I trust the taxi drivers in Jakarta when I'm traveling alone for business. I trust the shopkeepers in Philadelphia when I would show them all the same size notes in US dollars and they would never cheat me. In fact, I've realized the more you trust people, they get empowered and they try not to break your trust. Today at 31, when I stand in front of you, I get asked a lot of personal and professional questions. Professionally, I get asked, okay, so first blind student warden, first trader ever who's blind. What's the next first you'll do? And I smile back and say, it's never about the first, it's all about living your life happily. Personally, I get asked, so you're 31, you're not married. When are you going to get settled down? And I say, well, I will when I find a girl who finds me just another regular guy with my own set of challenges. Well, looking back, life seems to have come together very nicely. It seems like everything has fallen in place. But if you would ask me at 15, 20, 25 what my next 5 years would look like, I would have given you a completely different answer. Life has been a struggle, and I know it will be going forward. But I believe that if I live with the principles that I've come to learn, And I guess that applies to all of us. A, live with your challenges and deal with them. B, go find solutions to problems. And third is never give up. Thank you.
Ashish Goel, what an inspiring story.